Ladies and gentlemen of the Groove, my name is David Lemon. I'm the community manager here at the Groove Digital Company. And for you today, on this Friday, I prepared an interesting topic, and this is on how to create effective thank you pages when you are using GroovePages. And this is an important topic because I've seen a couple of users' pages, and then that basically doesn't communicate quite well with the users. When somebody actually does an action that you are asking them to do, there needs to be a goal, and I'm usually talking about that goal. Every site, every page needs to have a goal, some kind of a call to action. When you actually create a landing page where you want to ask the visitors for their email address and their name, and then they click submit, there needs to be something at the end of that, just for the people to know that it actually went through. And this is why the thank you page is so important, to be able to communicate with the end user, with the visitors. We can actually automate that communication. You don't need to sit at your computer all the time and be like, oh my god, there is somebody just put their details in, and then here you go, thank you page. It is actually automated. So we don't need to actually write an email, thank you for filling out the survey or filling out the form or doing the action that I asked you. You can automate this, and the thank you page is used for that. I will explain you more depth why and what you can do actually with it. But yes, let's just have a look at the beginning, who is with us. So in case you joined our live stream, please head over to the comment section and just type in something. David, I'm watching, I'm here. Hello David, good morning, good afternoon, whatever. Just so that I can welcome you here on this stream. I'm usually on these beginnings of these live streams, I want to see who is participating so I can communicate with you like in a dialogue. Okay, so let's just see who is with us. I have Christine Case, as always, saying hello. I have Ahmed I'm not quite sure how it is pronounced, but saying hello, David. Hello, Ahmed. It's good to have you here. I have Leonard Simmons from Nashville. Hope all is well. All is well, Leonard. Thank you very much. Ron is watching us. Hello, David, and all groovers. Angelique, already here. Awesome. Perfect. Mumta is here watching us. So I just wanted to mention that this girl is somebody I have worked with to a freelancing company. I actually wanted to have some designs, and she created those designs, and you will see them very soon. And I asked her, or she asked me, what am I doing with those illustrations? What am I doing with those designs? And then I explained her that about the websites that we build, about the trainings that I do for you guys. And then she sent me some of her website designs, and they are amazing. And you will be seeing them probably very soon. I want to start working with her. But yes, so she is new in the community. So yeah, you'll be seeing more of her, I'm sure. Daniel is watching us from Iowa. Eldon is here from New Zealand. Jay saying hello. Marwin, good morning from the Philippines. Keisha Fox, good morning all. Awesome. So thank you guys for being here. We will be starting shortly with our training. Let me just take care of Skype, because while we are doing these trainings, I don't want Skype to be popping up for you guys. But yes, how to create effective thank you pages using GroovePages. This is our topic today, and I want to dive in immediately. So I have I have Joel saying lemon legend. Thank you very much, Joel. Hopefully you guys will be able to learn something from this video today and take all the knowledge from it and use it on your sites to actually increase the conversions, to have better looking websites, to have better looking funnels, and the process for the customer to be easier to handle, easier to understand. So I've seen a couple of people here from that are just showing up as Facebook users. So in case you're watching us through Facebook, through the Facebook group, if this is you, for example, saying good afternoon or hello from Brazil, I would encourage you to head over to streamyard.com/Facebook. This will actually allow me to see your profile picture and your name so that I can see you as everybody else. For example, Ilya, he's saying, hello, David. I can see his name and I can see his image because he actually went to this website, StreamYard.com. He approved it, so I can actually see when he, or for example, Eldon or Keisha Fox or anybody else is writing. So please head over to StreamYard.com, approve StreamYard to access your profile image so that when you're watching the live streams on Facebook, we can actually communicate with you. And here is Christine Case sharing the link. So in case you want, you can just click simply on the link that she just shared out in the Facebook group. But I wanted to mention that we will be having a Q&A session at the end of this training. So in case you have some questions during the training that you're not quite sure about, you want to ask certain questions about the topic we are mentioning, you will be able to do that at the end of the training. And also, please mention question dash and then ask your question. At least just put Q dash and then your questions. This will let me simply see what the questions are that I should be answering. There is sometimes of communication between the users in the comment section. So if you put question or at least a Q in front of your question, then I will know that this is for me. And at the Q&A session at the end, we will be reviewing all the questions or all the comments that were posted with a Q or with a question dash. So in case you have something to ask, please use question dash or Q dash. Thank you. Let's just continue with the training. So what is a thank you page? What is it used for? So you've probably seen a couple of those sites where you actually go there and you actually like what the site is offering. You know about the company. You want to see what they are offering, or maybe you want their freebie that they are offering, and you sign up. And then you click submit, and then you wait for something to happen, and nothing happens. It's like nothing. Like there is no message after it, and it's like, good show. So should I wait for an email? So what should I do? And then you probably think like, is this real? Is this a spammy company? Is this a scam or something like that? These are the first things that go in through your head. Like, what should I do now? Like, I gave you my details. What will you do with it? There's no communication whatsoever. And this is where a thank you page comes in. This is what the thank you page solves. It solves the communication between an action and the user. So the user did an action. The user did something that you asked them to do. And then on the thank you page, after that action, they can see, thank you very much for signing up. Here are the next step. Please visit our page. Here you can access your product and things like this. So this thank you page is a pure communication page between yourself and the end user that did the action you want them to do. So when you ask something from a person, you need to give them a follow-up. You need to actually follow up on that one if they do the action. If they don't do the action, you don't have to worry about that. But once the people do something, you need to actually tell them, here are the next step. Thank you very much for doing it. You need to encourage them. You need to let them know what's next. So this is the thank you page. You've probably seen also whenever you purchase something online, or you register somewhere, for example on a site or any kind of platform, when you subscribe to a newsletter on some sites, you type in your details, and then you get redirected to a page, or you get a pop-up with, thank you very much for signing up, do this, do that, or just at least thank you, so that you know that it worked. So that's the problem the thank you page solves. And sometimes these problems can be actually big when you actually invest a lot of money and you put in your details, you basically paid for the service or the product, and then the next thing you see is nothing. Basically, there is no communication, no redirection, nothing. This could actually be a huge problem. Immediately, the visitors would go to the support and create a ticket, or go to the chat and try to find a solution for what's happening, what's next. And this is the thank you page, and this is what it solves. So how do they normally look like? You've probably seen them a lot, but maybe you didn't realize. Sometimes we just don't take a lot of attention. We are not focused on the process. We just want the end product. So let me just show you a couple of examples. Most probably you've seen, this is the most basic thing, and I also created it in a couple of my builds where I was showing you how to actually create the websites and these pages. This is basically the simplest way to create a thank you page. Thank you with an icon or something like this. So this is a check mark that you actually know that something happened and something is good. Your coupon is on the way to your email, but first do this, and then we can wait to meet you and your due. I'm not very fond of these types of things. You can say and encourage, like, let's see you on the other side or something like this, just so that it is in the flow of your brand, in case you have a friendly type of a brand where you do these bubbly type of words, like let's get you on or something like this. I'm not very good at that, but you understand, if your words on your sales page are very bubbly, very friendly, you can just use those on your thank you pages as well. In case your words on the sales page are very strict, very professional, in case you're like a lawyer agency or lawyer company, you probably don't want to be very bubbly with people that just got through the divorce. So you probably want to be professional, and this is where you can also continue that type of a tone. So this is one example. There's another example that looks very similar, but they actually give you certain things, certain steps that you need to follow so that you get the full experience. So while you're here, so thank you. While you're here, you should check out our upcoming workshops. Do this, do that. So number 1, number 2, and then write us at if you have any questions or just to say hi. So they also give you a couple of more actions to do, but this is just the communication that you want the user to take on the thank you page. This is just a styled version of the thank you page, and this is something that you can create very easily. If you have a look at what is on this page, it is extremely simple. So you have a heading or a title, you have a description over here. This is just a paragraph text or something like that, and you have a simple button. If you actually are offering something like a free report, a free PDF or something like that, you can just take a Google Drive link or a Dropbox link or something like that, and then connect it to a button inside GroovePages, and this way you can get the customer, you can deliver the customer that freebie, that thing that you are offering. And this is done most of the times on the thank you pages. And yeah, I mean, this is just the most basic form of a thank you page. So just say thank you, that something went through, something was successful, the process of signing up was successful, and then you can also give them the end product. But it can be even better, as I say. And what I mean by could be better, there's certain parts of the certain things that need to be at least these should be included. So the thank you message, like thank you, something happened, you will receive an email, or like in a couple of seconds you will be redirected to a different page or something like that. The exact instructions on how to proceed in case you have multiple different things. So visit our page, create an account, and then start working on your website, something like that. That would be the best place. So the thank you page would be the perfect place where you actually grab the visitor's attention. You already have them as a you already have their focus. They did some action that you required from them, and now they are paying attention what to do next. And this is where you can give them instructions: do this, do that, and then that, and then you will have some other goal, something that you are actually promising. And then you can also give them a strong call to action. Call to action can be download a freebie, download this, here is your here is the actual product that you wanted. But it doesn't have to be only that one. It can be that you are asking them the next step. So you're asking them to basically go through your funnel. So when they signed up, to your email list. They got the thank you page. On the thank you page, you can give them another action to take. You can ask them to go visit a sales page. You can ask them on the thank you page to purchase something. And I just wanted to talk to you about those call to actions. And I will just give you a couple, at least a couple of ideas that you will be able to use on your site. So this will look like a lot, but don't be afraid. I'll go through all of them and explain what they mean. So what I mean by call to actions is something like this. So you saying thanks, you saying this will happen. This is the description, very nicely laid out. Like, for example, check your inbox for everything we promised. Look for our email, da 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 da. But here is a call to action. You can also join our webinar or something, Wednesday live webinar at this time, that time. You can give them a call to action to actually do the next step that you're asking them. The thank you page ideas to increase engagement and conversions. Okay, so as I mentioned, at least have thank you and confirmation. Provide clear instructions. That is very simple. We now explained it with the previous image. And also you can restate the value of the original offer. In case this is a thank you page for a sales page, you can also mention, thank you very much for your purchase. Here is what you will get. And then bam, 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 bam. You actually hype the offer up so that the people are more excited to have it as soon as possible. Or you can maybe offer a free bonus that was not mentioned on the sales page, like thank you very much, but as a bonus for signing up today, here is something that you will get as well. So this is something that you can also do on a thank you page. Recommend additional articles or other resources. So for example, you've probably seen the thank you page when you signed up to GrooveFunnels. You've seen that we are giving out the resources for, here is our Facebook group, you can join here. Here is the help desk link, you can click it and then you will go to the help desk. You can also watch or read through our articles in I don't know, in our blog and things like this. So you can give them other resources to visit so that they are more familiar with your product, they are more familiar with your company, and they don't feel lost when they actually did the action you wanted them to take. You can also add social sharing buttons. Now, this is a tricky one because I don't recommend doing social sharing buttons on pages where you have some kind of a delivery of a product, for example, the previous image that you've seen where it said, here we go, like download free report. You can put here social share icons, but the social share icons should share the sales page and not the thank you page, okay? Because the thank you page is something that needs to be private for the people that took action. So social shares, I've seen them done in the wrong way, and I've seen them actually promoting the thank you page, which is just, I don't know why somebody would do that. But the social share buttons need to do a certain thing. They need to share that you took an action. So for example, when you come to a thank you page and you see social share icons, you can click, for example, share on Twitter. And then inside the Twitter, you will have a pre-written text like, hey guys, I just wanted to let you know about this offer on the thisdomain.com website. You can get this freebie, da da da. And then if somebody clicks on that link, they would go to the sales page or the opt-in page. They wouldn't go to the thank you page, because the thank you page is where you have the product, or you have the next step and the links that you are giving the subscribers or the visitor that took action. So be careful about the social share. Don't share the thank you page. Share the sales page, the opt-in page, the landing page, that the people need to actually take the action to come to the thank you page. Okay. You can also invite them to follow you on social media. This is a different than a social share button. When you actually invite them to visit your Facebook page, or follow you on Twitter, or like your Instagram page, or things like this, you can put them also on the thank you page. But this is different from the social share. Refer a friend bonus. You can also put in, there are widgets from what's the name? There's a couple of these companies and a couple of these widgets where you actually have some kind of a link that you got, and then if somebody shares this refer a friend bonus, they can receive points and they can win some coupons and things like this. So you can also do this on your thank you page, like, thank you for subscribing, here is the next thing that we want you to do, because you can also invite your friends, and this way you can get a coupon, you can get a freebie, you can get you can win some prize and things like this. You can also ask them for the next step. So now they did one step, they see a thank you page, you can ask them to sign up to your newsletter, or also, as I previously showed you, sign up for a webinar, or fill out the form to get a free consultation or a demo, things like this. You can also add them you can also put a add to a calendar option, where you actually give them the option to book a time with you. For example, you were selling a cleaning service, and now somebody purchased that cleaning service from you. Then on a thank you page, you can actually put a widget of a booking platform like Calendly or Google Form or anything like that, where the people can actually click and book a time where they want that service done. So this is also available to be delivered on the thank you page itself. Oops. Include related products or upsell. So this is over here, because I didn't fit all of the points over there. So these 4 are sales. Previously, they were no sales there, but for example, in case you want, you can also include related products or upsells. So for example, if somebody purchased the basic cleaning service from you, like you are your company and you are offering cleaning services, you can give them an offer that is related to that. For example, the cleaning service, and then something related is that we will also cook for you. I don't know, this is just something I came up, it's a horrible idea, but like, we will disinfect we will clean your car as well, or we will also I don't know. I am not very familiar with cleaning services, but you can also offer an upsell. Not only related product, you can offer an upsell. So you bought the basic offer of the cleaning service, but if you just add on a couple more dollars, you can get the premium service for cleaning, which you get more things and things like this. So this you can also do on a thank you page, because they took an action, and the best next step would be to take another action. They are already in the flow. They are focused on what you are offering them. They want the things that you're offering them. So if you just automate the hard thing to do, that is asking face to face, yeah, now you purchase something, but maybe you want to purchase also this bigger thing, that you don't have to feel like ashamed or stressed about asking somebody to purchase something better, something bigger, because this is more value. You can give them more value than what they actually got. So this you can automate on your thank you page. You can also offer a coupon code. For example, thank you very much for your sign up. Here is a coupon code, and you can, using this coupon code, you can get them to act now to purchase something with this coupon code, because if they don't act, maybe the coupon will not be available anymore. You can also include a video, and I will show you an example later on. You can include a video like, thank you very much for your purchase, here is what to do next. So instead of actually typing everything out, you can do just a video. Thank you page, it says thank you, and you put a video where you are on your camera and you're explaining the offer. You can also do a video sales letter, like, thank you very much for this one. I just wanted to let you know that we have now a one-time offer that is happening in case you act now, blah, 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 blah. And you can put a button inside the video using GrooveVideo, or you can just put a timed button. So basically below the video, a timed button, which shows up after you talked about your offer. So this could be also a sales video where you bring in the people to your funnel. Yeah, you can also include a low price offer, which is like, thank you very much for subscribing. If you want, you can get now this offer for a couple of dollars, and you can get started with our product and things like this. So these are sales sales related actions that you can get them to take. And the previous ones, these are like subscriptions and sharings and followings and things like this. So these are the actions that you can do to increase the engagement and conversions on your thank you page. So great, this is what I wanted to be talking about. And yeah, so I just wanted to show you a couple of examples of thank you pages. So there is this company Optimizely, and they do the basic. So thank you, we've emailed the to your email address, and then here is a download button. You can also take it from your email, but here is also a download button where you can get the promised offer or the promised product. But are you ready to learn more? You can also download this one or register to something else or explore. So there is 3 call to actions over here next to the basic one, which is to download the actual product you were offered. But then you have also 3 extra steps you can take, and this is a very highly converting thank you page from the company Optimizely. They also included the these trust badges that we are trusted by these companies, and these are huge companies like Microsoft and Walt Disney and Yelp. I don't know the rest, but it increases the trust so that the people act on these actions as well. There is another one from Kissmetrics. They actually confirm, thank you very much, awesome, you're now subscribed to this blog. But did you know Kissmetrics also provides analytics tools? And then they have a video, which is most probably a sales video, because below that they have a call to action buttons like start your free trial, and this is why you should do it, and then again a call to action button. So this is a very high converting thank you page. It doesn't only say thank you for subscribing. They could have stopped over here, but no. Kissmetrics is an actual professional in the conversions. So this is why they decided to go with this type of a page. Let's just show you the next one. So this is the video that I talked about. You can actually just say a personal welcome from Michael. Michael actually comes to the video and he explains, yes, thank you very much for subscribing. We in our consulting success, we are doing our best to do but here is the next offer, and then, or you can learn more how to attract the customers or more clients and things like this. So you actually come on camera, you talk to your customers like it is a dialogue like we are doing now, and it is more personal, more converting than is just saying thank you for subscribing. Then there is another one from Uscreen, which I'm not quite sure what they do, but I believe they do some type of help with video recordings and things like this. But thank you, download your free PDF, you can get the download over here, but you can also start a 14-day free trial now for what they are offering, and then they actually show you why, and there is a video on here, and then also trust badges to sell that offer, so that you actually sign up for this 14-day trial that they are offering. So this is also a very high converting not landing page, but a thank you page. The main thing to do is they are actually telling you to thank you, something happened, but they're inviting you to do the next steps as well. So that is it about the theory and what you can do with it. But I believe now it's time to let's get building. I want to, before we get on, I want to show you how to do a basic thank you page like this one, and then this one, and then a couple of these, for example, a video thank you page, and then let's just see what we have else available inside GrooveFunnels. So there is actually a lot of comments over here. So in case you have any questions, as I mentioned previously, please include question dash how to, or at least a Q at the beginning of your questions, so I can refer back to it later on when I'm answering the questions down at the bottom in the Q&A. So let's get started building, and let's just build out this one first. I just want to show you how easy it is to start doing something like this. This is something, the basic structure, and I explained it here. At least you should have a thank you, like just to confirm. Then the instructions, what is happening next, like we send the PDF to an email, and then you can get a strong call to action, like download or do a next step, one from these or these. Okay, but I will show you from the beginning how to create this thank you page first, and then let's just log in to app.groovefunnels.com. If you're watching this video, if you're watching this live stream, you must have access to this platform over here. And then where we need to get started is over here. As the arrow points over here, we need to build our page. The page is built using GroovePages. So in case you click on GroovePages, you will probably not see a lot here in case you are starting out. In case you are already more an older user, that you are more experienced, you probably build out a couple of sites over here. But in case you didn't, you just click new site, and let's just start from scratch. Okay, you can select a couple of templates, or you can select from the templates that we have. It's not a couple anymore, we have loads now to choose from, but you can start also from scratch and design everything from the beginning, and this is what I will show you how to do. So this is your canvas. Here you have blocks, elements, pages, pop-ups. We will start with blocks. So if you click on the blocks section, you have the design blocks, which look like this. So they are pre-styled with images, with colors and things like this. But I want to go and start everything from scratch, and using the wireframes I can do it. So I want to choose an empty block. I will take this first one, empty container, pull it on my canvas, and then I can start building out our page. So if we refer back to this image, you can see that this is just one block over here. So this is one section on the page. And then over here, we have a title, we have an icon, and some more text below. So how do we actually do this? Is we pull in elements, and the elements are basically the things that we pull in. So for example, text and icons and images and things like this. So if we start building out the page, we can just take an H1 tag, for example, on a thank you page, and this will be saying thank you. Okay, the next thing we need to have is an icon. So let's just pull in an icon, and this is over here under the media tab, icon. We just pull that in just below our heading, which will be saying thank you in a second. And then over here we have just a paragraph text. So let's just pull in a paragraph text, which is under the text option here, paragraph. Okay, so this is everything we will need. So this is now that, without styling yet. So let's just make sure that it is styled properly. So to center everything on the page, we need to come to the container. Okay, so what I did is I just clicked over here this up arrow button. When you click this one, your container will be selected. You can see over here that it says container, and now I can turn on the expert mode, and then in the layout I can center everything. So in the container, we center things. You want it left aligned, right aligned, or center aligned. This is done inside the container. So if I click vertical and then center, as you can see, everything popped into the middle of the screen, into the middle of this container. So this is what we want, because we want everything to be centered. And then the next thing is to actually say thank you. So what I did is just double click the text that was there, and then I can start typing. It's like Word or Google Sheets or any other typing or text editor program. So thank you. So now on the right hand side, we have some styling options. We can size it up like that. You can choose a different font. I'll just use Montserrat for this one because it looks the closest to this one. If I would have used an uppercase letters, you can do that one. I'll just leave it as it is now. But that is it. I want to click on my icon, and you can see the icon is chosen. And here in the upper right hand side corner, you have the configure button or the configure tab. You can click on this one, and then inside this FAR FA question dash circle, you can just select this one and just type in check. Okay, this is where we see and we find the icon that is a check mark. We can click on it. Now it is loaded. Then we can choose the size. Let's just put it 7XL. We can choose the color. Let's just put it here to this green and then click update. There we go. So now it updated and we can see it here on our canvas. The next thing what we want is your coupon is on its way to your email. But first, I'll just take a bit of time to type this out. On its way to your email. But first, and then I want to actually type in the second line as well, which is going to be saying, click here to book your online appointment immediately. It only takes a minute. You can press enter one more time, or I will click it 2 times so that I have nice spacing between, and then we can just type in the last one. We can't wait to meet you and get started. Can't wait to meet you and get started. Yeah, let's just leave it like that. So on this one, it says something, we can't wait to meet you and you're due. I don't like that one, so I'll just use what I have now. So what you need to now do is select all the text over here and then click to center. What happens in case you just click out of everything and then center it? Only the first paragraph, only the first part of the text will be centered. So if you select everything inside this text paragraph element, then you will be able to center everything on the page. So now, as you can see, everything is selected. If you click this one, everything is centered now on the page. So that is it. And then this, click here to book your online appointment, needs to be a link. So we can select only this part. We can click on this chain icon, and then we can send the people somewhere. I'll just type in a hashtag because this will be like a link. So now it is a link. As you can see, if you actually click on it, it will be working. It is showing up that this is a link. So when you click out of the text element itself, it just converts it to this ugly blue color. To actually change this ugly blue color, you can select the text and then come over here to this A button over here and then choose which color you want the text to have. So let's just put it in some kind of a less uglier blue, okay? Something like this. What you can also do is to select the text and underline it so that people know that this is an actual link that you want them to press. So now we basically have the same type of a thank you page that is here. We just need to actually put it to be in the center of the page. So what we can do is select the block, and using sizing, we can set up that it is a full height. So if you're watching it, if you are previewing this page on a mobile, it will be matching the height of the screen. If you're watching it, or if in case you are loading it on a tablet or a laptop, it will be covering the full height of the screen. So we can do that by choosing the block section, coming into the sizing, height, and then relative to the page, and you just pull this lever all the way until the end, which is 100 VH. This means 100 visible height, okay, or viewable height. Now we go into spacing and we add some padding on the top so that we push down the content of the page, and now it is in the middle. So we can now preview the different devices, how it is looking like. It is looking pretty fine. On the mobile, it is not the best because we didn't click this one to be centered. So we can do that one over here. We just need to click the center button, and then all the devices will have it centered like now. That's basically it for this thank you page. So let's just do another one. I just wanted to show you the basics of editing on the page. For the people that are new, I want this video to be something that they can start out with. So let's just do something more complex. Let's just do this one now, okay? So we have the same building structures as on the previous one, what we built out over here. We don't have an icon. We just have a title, paragraph text, and the button. But we also have a background image with a background overlay color. So there is a blue color covering the image so that it is so that our text is better visible. So let's just do this one. So what we can do is start from scratch, but actually I will just start by duplicating the first page that we created. So we can just start using this one. So if we go into the pages and then we clone the first page. So now we have two pages that are looking the same. So the home page, the first page that we have is this one, and then the home copy is this one. So now we can remove the icon because we don't need it anymore. And we can start using this one as our base. So when we click on the block, this is the background section of our page. We can go into the background over here inside the style editor, and we can choose an image. Let's just do, we can choose your files, you can upload your files, but you can also choose free stock photos. In case you come over here and then search for example, shopping. Well, let's just use, for example, this image. You click on the image, it will be uploading into your library, and then you can work with it. What I like to do is I like to resize the images because they're quite big. They're 4,000 pixels in width, which is in tech terms very big for what we needed for. So we can just type in 1000. It will be much smaller, it will be more usable, and it will be loading quicker on the website when the people actually visit the page. So I'm finished with resizing it. It says content saved. I can click it, and as you can see now it is very bright. But the next thing what we need to do is actually make it a bit darker by putting an overlay color. How I do it is inside the background section where we actually uploaded our image. As you can see over here, we have the color section here, and we can just choose any of the colors. When you hover over these colors, you have different types of colors you can use. So I'll just use the darkest blue. You can see immediately there is this there is scroll bar thingy appearing. So when you're pulling it left or right, it is getting darker or brighter. So I'll just leave it on 30%, but now we can hardly see our text. So what we need to do is actually click on the text. As you can see immediately, the text options are opened up, and we can just make it white. Well, so this part, we can select everything by clicking Control and A or Command and A on the Mac, and we just click white. Okay. So now our text is white on the page. It is looking almost the same like here. Let's just change some fonts. I believe this one would be the nope. I just see this one. No. Tilling Web. Lato. Let's just use Lato. It is not the same as this one, but we can use it for this demo. And I want to delete the whole of my text because I already have some styling, I already have some links, I already have some spacing. I'll just type in something. I actually will not type in something, but I will just use another paragraph text because it already has some text written inside. So I'll just use that one instead. And I'll just delete half of it because I don't need so much. And then I can center it. As you can see, the text is pretty wide. We want to keep it here to be this not so wide, but a bit smaller. So what we can do is when we choose the actual paragraph text, it will say text_6. We can go into sizing and then change the width. So over here, or we can set up the max width. So it doesn't go more wider than what we set it up here. Okay, so we can choose it to 30 rem, we can set it up to 40 rem, we can set it up to 50 rem. I believe 40 is looking the best from these, so I'll be using that one. So this is almost great. We just want to put in some spacing in between, and we do spacing on top and bottom padding like that. And the reason I'm doing also bottom padding, because we will be having a button over here. So if we space out here and here, then we'll just pull in the button, and we will not need to edit the spacing between the button and then the text itself. So I'm quite satisfied with this look now. I can go into the elements and then just bring in a button. So what I'm doing is I'm looking for a button, and we have the buttons over here. What we are looking for is a solid button. We'll just pull it here on our canvas, and now we have actually the button nicely spaced out from the text itself, because we set up the bottom padding, as you remember, on the text here. So we can actually click on the button, and then to actually type in the text that will be shown up instead of button, we can come into the configure tab over here and then type in what we want. So download your free ebook or something like that. Okay, so we can just click update, and we can go back to actually design the button inside this design tab. We can set up the font to be also Lato. We can set it up to be, so it is white color, and then we can make it bold or black. It is a bit bigger text. Okay, we can also increase the text size, and then if we close this one, we can go into the background. The background is the button color. As you can see now, we have this kind of a gray, dark gray color. We can just click on here and then do a different type of color. So we can just set it up to be green. Or I actually like, on this dark page, I like to have a red button. So it is looking pretty nice. Maybe to change the text size to not be so big. Maybe this one is better. And approximately that is it. In case you would like to link in your button to something, that is done inside the configure tab. You actually choose a link to a pop-up or a URL or something like that, which you can just link over here. I'll just leave it at none because I don't have anywhere to send the people at this point. But that is it. Now the next part is to actually see how it looks like on a desktop device. And as you can see over here, the text is touching the borders of the screen. So what we can do is we can select the block itself. As you remember, the block is where we put the background image, and then we can add on some spacing. If we add on some padding on the left and right, like at least one, let's just add a 1.25 rem. What this padding does is leaves a bit of space between the end of the screen and the start of the text. Let me just show you what I mean by it. So as you can see now on the mobile, the text is not touching the borders of the screen anymore because we added on some padding. Maybe 1 rem, it's looking better. If you remove the padding, you can see now the text is touching the borders of the screen. But when we set up the padding on the block itself, this is where we actually limit the text from touching the borders of the screen. So this, if you set it up for all devices, it will be looking good on each of the device like that. So let's just save and let's move on to something else. This is very simple to do. So this was just 3 elements: a title or a heading element, paragraph, and the button. Let's try to do something more complex. Okay, let's just try to do something that would match maybe a template. Let's just find a template, and we can try to modify a template. Most of the templates we have are like sign up or landing pages or things like this. But let's just try to do, for example, a thank you page for this yoga challenge. Okay, so let's just select it. A lot of people want to use these templates, but they're not familiar with how to build out the next page, which would be the landing or the upsell page or the thank you page or something like that. So what I do when I'm using these templates, I save a couple of blocks. So what I do is I load in the template I'm happy with, and I click the block itself. I just click in the upper or lower corners of this block, and then I can select the block itself. As you can see, the block is selected. When you have the block selected, then you can just choose this star icon. The star icon is used for saving this block, so you can save it as a favorite. And let's just do no category. Okay, so we saved it now, and it was saved into the design blocks. As you can see, I have a couple over here. It is saved now here. So when we go to another page, we can just simply pull out this design, and we already have the style of the button, we have the style of the text, we have the style and the sizes of the text we need to use, and things like this. What I want to also save is this block, not this one, but the one that has these features. So as you can see now, I'm in the block section of this block, and I will click save. I will also save it without a category, and I'll also save just this block with the title, just because I will not need to redo it if I do this. So now that I have all these blocks saved, I can actually do and create a new page, and I can start from scratch. Now I have an empty canvas, and this is where we will be constructing our thank you page for that template. Okay, so I go into my blocks section, and I go to all blocks and just pull out the ones that I've saved. This one with the title, and this one with these 3 sections. Okay, so I'm just showing now how you can actually create your thank you pages for the templates that are available inside the builder. So for example, over here, you want to say thank you. The text, thank you. And you will say here, you are awesome. We've got you registered for our yoga challenge. Then you here you can give out some details. You will receive an email with further instructions. Come on. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. So I'll just copy this one and duplicate it so that we have a bit of more filler text. There we go. You will receive an email with further instructions, and you actually explain what the next steps are. But you can also get them to do a next step, which you can be like, join our Facebook group or something like this. So this is a button, and I explained previously that if you go to click the button in the upper right hand side corner, you can edit the text on the button. So join the private yoga challenge group. Here we go. Join the private yoga challenge group. Maybe the text is a bit too big. Here we go. So here is our button. To when somebody actually clicks this button, they will be joining our group. Here we can add on a different image. I will just leave it for now because I just want to show you how to work with these ones. But here you can also do here are the next steps. Like, I'll just leave these icons for now. You can just change. This is an image over here, as you can see. You can pull in your images in case you have created different illustrations or downloaded some nice illustrations from somewhere. In case you are working with icons, you can just replace this image with a normal icon from here. So you just click on the icon and you replace it. You just position it with some spacing and sizing, and then you can select from these ones. So let's just see if we have some yoga, sport. No. So you can just search from the maybe ball. Yeah, we have a couple of balls here. You can search through the icons and find the ones that would match what you want to say. But for now, I'll just remove this icon and continue with these custom illustrations. Okay, so what you can say over here is it yoga shop? And then you actually can duplicate this button. You pull it down below, and then instead of join the private group, you can have it say, yeah, let's just type in visit the yoga shop, like that, update, and over here type in something else, like check our amazing new selection of yoga mats. And then you select the container and make sure that you align everything to the center so that the button is over here in the center. Okay, so now what you did is actually created a thank you page that looks great, that looks branded to the template that you are using, and using the same building blocks of the template, you're actually recreating and creating your own template for the thank you page. So this could be for visit the yoga shop, this could be for sign up for our newsletter, and this could be for, anyway, we have the private Facebook group, we just put it in here. We can give them, for example, a freebie, like download a free PDF which explains the health benefits of our yoga challenge or something like that. And you can also put a button in there, and it will be looking nicely styled for mobile because it is already styled inside the template. So only here the text needs to be centered like that, and the rest, it looks already great. Yeah, so this is how you can use a template to create your own thank you pages, maybe on these smaller devices, maybe on all devices. Let's just do that. It is a bit bigger. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so that is using this template. Let's just have a look and try to recreate some other one. Yeah, let me just show you how to do this one. This is a very simple VSL page, which you can use also as a template from the template. We have a couple of these VSL templates. In case you go and check the templates, you have this one with the video, this one with the video, this one with the video. Let's just see if there are any more at this point. Nope, at this point there are only those, but let's just try to use the for example, this purple one. Okay, so let's just select it and then work with this. So everything else below the video I just want to delete because I don't need it. Okay, so the button is a bit strange, but let's just put in some white text and make it spaced out like that. And then on the left and right, let's give it a bit more space. And then the text size we can increase. Get started today. Here we go. So yeah, you can here, this is an image. You can change the logo. So let's just choose a logo that I have created for, yeah, yes, let's just use this lemon restaurant logo. Here we go. And then over here, we can just type in our own text. They're separate text boxes. Okay, so let's just type in here, thank you. you should have, or you will, so you will receive an email in a couple of seconds with the with your, I don't know, reservation details. Let's just say that this is now a restaurant, and then they are sending out the reservation details in an email. Then you can, over here, instead of this text, your biggest doubt, you can just type in, or you can just delete it. People will immediately see that there's a video over here, so you can just type in, turn your audio on. This is a short video from the owner for you. There you go. So now here, instead of this video, you can actually place your own video that will be used for explaining the offer. For example, thank you very much for booking our restaurant. We want to welcome you and maybe give you a couple of offers in front so that you can buy and basically reserve it. If you want, you can reserve, you can pay to reserve the better seating area for here and here and here. You would need to do this and that and that. Or if you want, if you do this and this, you can get access to some free drinks or free meals or free tasters of desserts and things like this. So this would come into the video, and then you can connect the page where you want to send them next to the button, which you already know how to do. So just linked to a URL or a different page from your sections over here, and then that is it. Yeah, so I wanted to do this interactive because there was not a lot of communication when we were teaching all these things. So maybe, guys, in case you want, you can choose one of these if you want me to recreate. If you want, for example, this one, then just type in the number 15. In case you want this one, type in the number 16. In case you want this one, type in the number 18. In case you want this one, type in the number 8. In case you want this one, type in the number 11. Let's just build out. Actually, we did this one, so there is no reason to build it out. So 11, this with the blue button. 15, this one from Optimizely. 16, this one from Kissmetrics. Or 18, this one from Uscreen. Okay, so Christine Case saying 15, great. I just wanted to do this interactive. I want you to participate. The one that you want to see, we will do that one, okay? So for now, Christine is winning with the number 15. Which ones would you like to see? So I'll just go through and just quickly read through the... Okay, Ellen is saying 18. This is the 18, what we have here. Okay, Robert Bauman saying 8. This is the 8. So Robert, I believe we did already this one. If you were not here, let me just show you. So this is something that we created. It's just using the different fonts and the different color of the button. But the choice is now between 11, which is the blue button, 15, 16, or 18. Okay, these were the slide numbers, so this is why I'm just telling you these numbers so you can try. So Leonard is saying 18, this one. Eldon is saying 18. Linda saying 15. Okay, this one. Michael saying 15. Again, 15. Christine saying all of them. Okay, Robert is saying 18. This is this one. And Paul saying 18. So let's just count. 1, 2. Okay, there's another Facebook user saying 15. So there's, let's just count the 15 ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times 15. 5 times. Kisha said 15 as well. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times 18, and yeah, the 15 one, because Terence just jumped in. So the 15, we will do this one, and I will just recreate this one. 15 is the winner. Yeah. Okay, so we will recreate this one together, and then we can then go to the Q&A section of this one. It is very, very nice looking thank you page, but it is very simple. It does have a couple of things going on here. What I will be doing is using pre-made blocks for this one. So as you can see here, this is one block. This block has a navigation bar over here, and one column over here, and another column over here, which is empty. Okay. Then this block over here is a feature block that we already have inside the wireframe blocks. So we'll just use those, and then we'll put in an image, put in the heading, description, and a button, and just duplicate everything. On the third one, we will just do a different style of a button. Okay. On the lower one, we have some trust badges, which we can use also using images. And this one is just a footer. I will probably use a pre-made footer that we have inside our template library just to make the build a bit quicker. But yeah, it is something that you can create on your own. It is, I believe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4-column layout, which the second, third, and the fourth column are empty, and only the first one has the logo, some text, and 2 buttons, and then 4 social media icons. I will not be building out this footer because footers usually take a bit more time to make nice, but the rest you will be able to see. And for this one, I'll just use a pre-made wireframe block. 15 wins, tiebreaker, 15. That's the engagement I like to see. Thank you very much, guys. So, okay, this is the number 15 is the winner. Let's just jump in and then build it out. So, new page, let's start from scratch, okay? So now we are editing here the page 6, and we will start by doing this block. This blue block, as you can see here, has an image, a color overlay. It has a navigation menu on the top, and it has 2 columns below the navigation menu. So let me just show you how I build this out. So an empty block, there we go. I will immediately put in the background, the background image, and then the color overlay on it. So I will choose a background. Let's just use an astronaut image like that. I don't know. Let's just use this one. Yes, when I train, footers give me more headache. Absolutely. So footers are not the easiest to work with at this point, and this is why I recommend using pre-made ones. So I will just edit this image because I don't like that it is not an astronaut, but we will use it anyway. That it is in the middle. So I will just cut it out a bit so that it is on our left hand side. Sorry, on the right hand side. So now I cut it out. I need to upload it. And you can see here content saved. If you click out of the image, click back in, you will see the cut out version, and the image will be resized over here. So I can just put it 1000, and this will be the updated dimensions of the image. Content saved, we can select it, and here we go. Now this is our background image as it is showing up over here. The next thing I want to do is the navigation menu. Actually, let's just put the color overlay first so that we don't have issues with it later on. Put the color overlay, and let's just do like 40% transparency. It is not visible now because we don't have anything yet on our inside the container over here. but I will go into the elements and choose a navigation bar that has a logo over here. So as you can see, we have a navigation bar with only the logo, and this is what I will be using. So when you click the nav bar menu over here, you can just choose the background and then get rid of the background. If it doesn't go away, you can click on a color and then make it disappear, make it completely transparent. Okay. Then I want to put in some brighter logo, and let me just choose a different one. For example, this one that just says lemon. Okay. Perfect. So it is a very, very big file. As you can see here, it's 1200 pixels. You can either resize it or you can just go in and then resize it over here. And this is what I would suggest. I usually do all the logos on my sites 250 pixels. It's still too big, but it's more manageable than a 1200 pixel size logo. Okay. So here we have in the spacing, and I will just edit the width of the logo itself. So I click relative to the parent, and then I can choose, for example, 40%, and here is our logo. Great. So this was the first part. Instead of Optimizely, I have my logo now. Now we need a 2-column layout over here. Then I go into the elements, 2-column, and then I just pull it just below it. As you can see immediately, it's here. This one will stay empty, and over here we will just put in a heading, description, and a button. So let's just do that now. We can just use a title and paragraph. It is black, so we need to put it to white so we can see when we are working with it. I'll just delete this part, and I just need to pull in another button. So I click on the elements, go into the buttons, and then I just pull it inside over here. There we go. So now basically it is the same things. Now what we will be doing is making it styled a bit nicer. So what I want is to first put in the text. So it says thank you, Cody. This site has personalization. They have thank you and some more personalization that they actually say thank you, Cody, because Cody must have typed in his name and his email address, and then they can refer to him personally. There is different apps that do this one. At this point, it is not built into GrooveFunnels, but this is an actual very nice feature to have. So in case somebody of you wants to go into feedback.groovefunnels.com and request it inside GroovePages feature request to have these kind of personalization options when somebody signs up, to have actual their name typed inside on the page. Okay, that would be an awesome feature to have. So I will just type in thank you. Thank you. Or thank you for joining us. There we go. And the size of this one I will make a bit bigger. I'll just make it not bold but light. Maybe hairline. Yeah, it's the same thing. And then I'll just leave it this big. Okay. The text, we can just leave Lorem Ipsum. I don't want to actually type out everything. We emailed the optimization survival guide. The next thing I will just do is I'll just type in light or hairline. Here we go. And just work with the sizing, put it on one area. The next thing I want is just to put in a download button. Download, okay, update, and then the design, I can set up the color of the button here. They have the white color on it. Yeah, they typed in download with all caps, so I'll just do the same. Download, update. There we go. So it's almost looking the same. We'll just do a bit of bolding on the button itself, and yeah, I'll just leave it like this. I will not touch anything else. What I will do is I will just click on the middle section where the text is, and I will space things out. So I will space things on the top and the bottom so that everything is a bit further away from each other. And the download button I will just put also a bit spaced out like that. Great. So now we have this done. What I still need to do is put in a bit of spacing below the download button itself. So I will choose the block. I will choose the block, and inside the block, I will add on some inside padding like that. Okay, some bottom padding, and I will leave it on 3 rem. Great. I'm not happy with this font. I want to use a different font, maybe. No. Lato, no. No. Montserrat. I will use Montserrat and normal. It is looking better than the previous one, and I will leave everything as it is. So the first section is done. The next section is something that we can use from pre-made blocks, pre-made wireframe blocks. So I clicked blocks, wireframes, and I can just come over here to features. And if you scroll all the way down, not the last one, but before the last one, we have a block that already has a text on top and feature. So basically heading, description, and we just need to pull in a button below each one of these and then place an image instead of an icon. So as you can see here, image, title, description, button. That's basically it. So let's just start with the ready to learn more. Okay, let's just make this a bit smaller like that, and also some kind of a grayish looking font. I'll just leave it in this color. That's fine. So you would probably do some more customizations on your end, but I'll just leave it as it is. I'll just pop it into Montserrat as well, just so that it looks a bit better. There we go. This looks better. So image, I will pull in an image instead of the icons. So what I will do is I will just pull in the image from the elements tab and click on the icon and get rid of it like this. And now we have the image, we have the title, description. We just need a button at the bottom. So what I can do is I can pull in a new button from here, but what I can also do, it is a bit quicker, just duplicate the upper button and then pull that one down. So now we have the structure of it, which is an image, title, description, button. Okay, we will just duplicate it on the other ones. Let's just modify it first. The images, I'll just pull in any image that I have. It will not have that's because it's not Poppins font. Yes, so she knows, so Christine knows that I'm a big fan of Poppins, and whenever I do any kind of build, I'm using Poppins, and yes, it is one of my favorite fonts, and I don't want to use it all the time, so that's why I decided in this build I'll just leave it out. So I'm having an image that is covering the whole section of this container. So I'll take the container and make it white in the background. Okay, what this will do is it will give this kind of a layout. On the container itself, we can also do a shadow, some kind of a small shadow. So you need to remember, guys, I am in layout 3x3x3. I chose the container, and on the container I put the shadow. This is where the shadow will appear around the whole part of this one. Okay, and that is it. There we go. And then I can now edit the get the personalization toolkit. I'll just type in get the toolkit. Here we go. I'll resize text. Over here, I'll just leave this lorem ipsum text. I'll just resize it to be a bit smaller, 1.125. Okay, and then I can space things out. The download button also needs to be bigger. So I will increase the text size a bit, 125, and then I can do the button. I can resize it. Let's try to do relative to the parent, 100%, and then let's just try to put the text in. Here we go. So we don't actually need 100%. Let's just do it a bit bigger like that, and the text on the button is now centered. Great. So what I need to do still is I need to put some spacing in there. So I will click on this on the middle, this description part, and I will just space it out like that. Okay, 1.5. I'll turn off the upper one and just push down the button a bit to be 2 rem. Great. Also, I want to make sure that there is a bit of more spacing between the image and then the title. Oh my God, I'm lost for words. And then the second thing is that I will try to push in the text inside this container. So I will not manage the container, because if I put in spacing on here, as I did previously in the block, it will also make the image smaller, as you can see here. So what I will do is I will leave it as it is, but I will choose the text and I will do a bit of spacing on the text. So it is a bit too much. Okay, let's try to use sizing instead, because that one is a bit too much. 40, 20, 30. It is not a visual difference, but let's just leave it at 1.125. Then it is actually showing up better. Here we go. So this is now what we want to have, and this one looks pretty similar. The next part is to get rid of the background color. The background color of this section is going to be white as well, and now you can see that this pops out and it is beautiful. Yes, so the next thing is just to duplicate the things over here. So I duplicate the image, I get rid of the icon, I duplicate the text, I get rid of the text, I duplicate the description. The description already has the spacing in there, so I will not need to adjust any spacing. There we go. And I duplicate the button. Pull in the button over here, and it looks very nice, and it looks very similar to the previous one. We just need to add on a background color to be white, and we need to add on a shadow. The shadow was, I believe, large. So when we click that one, it will be looking the same as the previous one. Let's just duplicate it one more time. There we go. Instead over here. There we go. So the heading, description, duplicate, bam, and then the button itself. So yeah, the buttons are different, and I didn't do this. What we can do is we can do the third button with outline instead of the two ones over here. So background, I want it to be white, and over here I want the shadow to be large. There we go. So now they are looking the same. What I can do is I can just work around this button. I want it to have a border of 2 pixels in this blue color, but I don't want any background in there. Okay, so I'll just leave white background. There we go. The text needs to be probably blue or dark or black. How do they have it here? So they have blue color. There we go. And that is basically it. We can also increase the size of the border. Let's just put it on 3 pixels so that it is a more visible sizing. And then we just want to make sure that our button is sized similarly to the other ones, because when we add a border, the border adds on top of the background. So let's just say that this is the background of the button. When we add a border, it just increases it a little bit. It is not a huge difference, but it increases it. So as you can see, if I put it back to what we have, so this is the actual font size. This is our normal button with a background, but this, it adds on 3 pixels on top, 3 pixels on bottom. So this is 6 pixels altogether added on to the button itself. So here we can do a bit of playing with the spacing. So we can just remove the spacing a bit on the top and bottom, so that removes this 6 pixels of difference, so that our buttons are similar in size now. But yeah, I will not be going in changing in the images, changing in the text, because you know how to do that already. I will try to continue with the build. So these look more of a vertical, they look more pushed in. So let's just try to push in our layout as well. So you can just select the layout 3 by 3, and maybe we can push them in using the padding like that. I believe they look okay now. And let's just move on to the next part. Oops, to this one. This is a header with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 images. So what we can do is we can use, we can see if there are any wireframe blocks that are looking similarly. This one has it over here. So maybe we can use this, only the lower part of this block, as you can see over here. So let's just try to copy this part. And if we can, we cannot select this container for some reason. Or can we? Maybe we can just delete this. Yeah. Yoo-hoo! So there was a header that had what we needed. And that's basically it. So we can add on a heading, or actually a one column on top of this one. Here we go. So as you saw, I took a block that already had these icons. So this was in the cover blocks. This one over here, as you can see, it has already these logos lined up next to each other. I just deleted the upper part, and now I have this section. So what I'm still missing is just a bit of text, always trusted by these amazing companies. Okay, so what I can do is, instead of having the text here, I can just pull the text up and then align it vertically in the center, also in the middle. I forgot. Always trusted by these amazing companies. Always trusted by these amazing companies. Here we go. Missing the letter D over here. Come on. I don't know why this is doing that. It's selecting the, if I type in now, it will be deleting the space. So there we go. Great. It has some type of a gray background, but I don't need the, so this is the whole block, and in here it is a bit too big. Yeah, there we go. So over here there is some spacing added on the top. I don't want this spacing. Let's just leave it on 1.5 this way. And then the block, I want it to be this color. Okay, great. Let's just put it to Montserrat and then make it a bit smaller. I will not be changing the logos because I don't want to download these logos now. But what we can do is we can actually go in and try to do that same footer. I didn't want to play with it, but let's just give it a shot and let's try to actually construct it together. So it has, oops, this one. It has a darker gray color in the background. So let's just select the block, add on the background color, which is a bit darker than the previous one. Not so much darker, maybe this one. And then it has a logo, a dark logo. It has some paragraph text, 2 links, and then 4 social media icons. So an image, we can just take this one, duplicate it. An image, which is the logo. I'll just leave this logo, not change it to a darker logo. You can do this on your part. It has a paragraph text. We can just copy this one over. Here we go. We want this one to be left aligned. And then we will delete the spacing that we put on. As you remember over here, we added on some spacing. I don't want it to be in the footer. Okay, let's just add on a bit of spacing. And I will decrease the size of the text. Then the next thing I want is 2 links. So these are text links. So these are inside the buttons, text links, okay? So there is going to be one here below, and then let's just duplicate it. So now there is 2 text links. One will say security update, and the other one will say privacy policy. There we go. They will be spaced out a bit later, but the last thing we need is a separate container. So we choose elements container at the bottom, and in here we pull in a couple of icons, and these icons will be our social media icons. So let's just set up one for Facebook. Just choose this rounded one for some reason. I think this is matching almost the one that is on there. And let's just use a background color. Let's just use it large, maybe extra large, maybe 2XL. Here we go. So this one looks good. So let's just duplicate it. The next one will be Twitter. There we go. The next one, I will just do one more, and this will be Instagram. Okay. Great. So I will now select the middle icon and space it out on both sides from left and right. I can actually do it using the margins like that. Great. Also, I'll choose the privacy policy. This is the middle one. And I'll space the margins out a bit like that. And also below security, I will add on a bit of lower margin like that. And there we go. That is it. The last thing I want to do is add on some inner padding on the footer so that we have a bit of spacing in the middle. But that's basically it. Now we recreated that thank you page. We can maybe work with these ones to be a bit bigger, maybe the logo a bit bigger, but I will just leave it as it is. The next thing, I can just do a bit of more padding on the sides so that it is not completely on the sides. There we go. So basically that is how our page is looking like at this point, and it is a thank you page that is created from scratch using some of the pre-made blocks that we have, and it looks very similar to this one over here. So this is how you could create something for yourself. This is a thank you page. I would probably put a bigger thank you for joining us. Maybe just delete this thing like that and then increase it. Thank you. But yeah, that is how we do it. Let's just see how it looks on a mobile. It looks horrible because we did this spacing, so I'll probably select this one. Actually, it looks quite good on this. Maybe just to select the sizing of this button on the parent, make it this big, text centered, this one centered, and on here we need to work with the padding because of the padding on the block itself, it is looking strange. Thank you. So this centered, this centered, we want the button to be sized, oops, button to be sized relative to the parent. Let's just give it a bit of 75%, put the text in the middle, and then let's just center it out vertically down. There we go, that's done. These look good. They need a bit of more spacing in the inside the container on the top and bottom, and the way I do this is I actually on the bottom alone, like that. So 1.25, we can add it on over here as well. 1.25 here as well. 1.25. There we go. So these logos are looking great and our footer is looking great. However, on the mobile devices, you don't want to you want these empty containers because they could look strange. They could add on a bit of bulk on the page, and this one as well. So let's just have a look how it looks like in the preview mode. Okay, so because I changed some things and I didn't set it up on the device, on the bigger devices, how I want it to look like. This is why I changed also to the center. I will show you what to do next. This is great, this is fine, but let's just resize it. Okay, so on a very small mobiles, the padding on the side needs to be removed. This one is great. The footer is actually fine. And over here, it is looking great as well. Let's just make it a bit bigger. This part is looking great in the middle. Okay, this is fine, this is fine, this is fine. Maybe the logos could be a bit smaller on this device. And here as well, most probably. But then it will swap and then it will be bigger. And it is looking okay. We'll just need to move these back where it was. So because we set up on the small device, on a mobile device, that we want the thank you to be in the middle, but on the other ones we actually didn't specify where we want them, so that we can put it back to the left, and also we can work with the layout in the moment. So we want this one to be in the left, the button also we want it to be left aligned. So now we just choose the container, not this one, but the container that is holding all these three elements. And on the bigger devices, we actually need to set it up where we want it. So if we set it up here, it will be left on the left, left on left. It will be aligned to the left on the big screens, but on a mobile, as you can see, it will be center aligned because we set it up that way. Actually, on here, we want it in the center. But over here, we don't want it in the center anymore. We want it to be left aligned. And then here as well, and then here as well, okay? Maybe on the desktop and the laptop, we don't need such a big button. So we can just edit the sizing of it to be a bit smaller. That 50%, then 50% over here as well. And then here it is great. So on a mobile device, we need to remove the spacing that we added on here, like that. Just leave a bit so that it is not touching the borders. On here, we can do it as well a bit. We can do it as well a bit here. Here we don't need to touch it. We can, but we don't need to touch it. And then there we go. So that one is done now. What else? The sizes of these logos are also a bit too big, so we can do the sizing of the container. We can test that out for the height relative to the parent, no, relative to the page. Nope, that is not the way. So let's just put this back on auto, and let's just try to relative to the parent. Yeah, this way we can size all the logos at the same time. Let's just leave it this size, and then over here, sizing. There we go. It is a bit smaller. So over here we want to make it bigger, and here it will be big as well. That is fine. And then the logo on here, we want to just put it back to be a bit bigger, and here as well, and here as well. Bam. So let's just save it and preview it. I believe this is looking good now. Let's just see. So let's test it out. It has a bit of spacing on here, and this is what we wanted. But here it doesn't have any more spacing, as you can see, and it is all left aligned until here, and then here it is middle aligned. This is what we wanted. Over here, we probably need to add on some a bit of padding on the sides so that this text is not pushing out the borders, but these are looking quite okay. The logo is also resizing at the bottom quite nicely. So that's basically it. Thank you very much, guys. I will be heading over to the Q&A section. This is the page that you asked me to redo. I tried my best to do the to be the close as I can in the short period of time. But yes, there is a thank you page that we created together. So questions and answers, please, in case you didn't ask your questions yet, just put question dash how to, or ask your question there, or at least a Q at the beginning so that I can easily find it and then answer it for you. But I will be going in now to the comment section and then finding the questions that I can give you answers to. Bum bum bum. Okay, so Michael, how do you get the social share button to share a different sales page than your thank you page? So there is, this is a good question. There is social share buttons. If you just Google social share buttons, you will be able to find tools or create social share buttons. There will be tools that will be allowing you to create your own. Let's just see if this one is that. Okay. So that is not. Here we go. So you can create these social share buttons for Facebook, Twitter. You can set up the link that you will be here, the URL of the page that will be shared. You can put in your short title, brief description, and things like this. If you want also for the Twitter username, a URL or a preview page, image preview. Basically, this will create a button that you can just put in, embed it onto your page, and then somebody clicks this, immediately there will be a social share option that pops up which will be sharing it on Facebook or Twitter, on Pinterest, on things like this. So there is one you can use, simplesharingbuttons.com, but that's just one of the many that you can find when you Google your keywords. So this is just the one that I found. There is a lot more than just this one. So simplesharingbuttons.com. Okay. There we go. Okay, so there is a question from STUN. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce this, so I will call him Stun. Do I still need to set up an email responder separate from Groove, or should I wait? Your opinion, your opt-in pages naturally. For opt-in pages naturally, thanks. You need to do your own email responder at this point. If you have any like MailChimp or Aweber or ActiveCampaign, you can integrate it automatically with GroovePages. Just anywhere you are in the dashboard, you can just click over here in the upper right hand side corner, these 3 lines, head over to my integrations, and you set it up from here. As you can see, I have Aweber, MailChimp, Zapier, Perkzilla, all kinds of things you can connect to get started. In case you don't have one of the integrations that you need available over here, you can just use Zapier. Zapier connects to everything, and you can connect your site from GroovePages to Zapier, to your autoresponder, to your email responder. This is the way to do it at this point. Later on, when GrooveMail comes out, it will be easier. Question from Michael: how do you edit background image in templates? So let me just, okay, I saved it. For example, over here, this, as you can see, it has a background image, but when you delete it, it will be, let's just choose a different one. So let's just put this one, for example. Here we go. So this is how simply you do it. Then I would probably put a background overlay on it and then make it a bit darker like that. But this is how you do it. It is simply as anywhere else. Yeah. Robert Bauman: would a video thank you bring you trustability, or is it overkill? I was thinking about making them directing the customer to click on social media and group page. You can do it. This is something that you can test. It is up to you. So test it out. If it works better, will they have more actions if you do a video? If you put a text on it, if you do like a different style design, maybe you can do also video and text. So you just split test and see which one converts better. Okay, question. David Lemon: can you quickly explain what contagery is for? I'm not quite sure what this is. I'm pretty sure Eldon is making fun of my spelling. Probably I just misspelled something or said something funny. Vincent: why can't I change the color of the background on the thank you page? I don't know why you cannot change the color of the background on the thank you page. As you saw, I managed to do everything that I wanted, and I managed to change it. So in case you are struggling with something, there must be a solution, or there must be a reason why you're not succeeding. So when I watch replays and things don't work like shown, how to get support on this? Vincent, it is working like it should. You probably must be doing something differently, or missed a step, or just wanting something to happen before you did the next action. So just try to follow exactly step by step as I'm doing it in my videos. If you do it the same way as I am doing, you cannot have a different outcome than I am. So just follow the video, just do it. And after that, if something didn't work out, then we can correct it. But if you do something and it didn't immediately show up as it is for me, then you probably need to just revert back, watch the replay of the same section again, and then correct. Question from Daniel. Okay, Here we go. How can I get my registration button to double duty? I want capture leads, then go to the thank you page. Well, that is what normally you can do with any of the buttons. So in the configure, you can actually get the. Oh no, this is not the normal button. The normal button, it only sends people to a URL or pop-up or something like that. But in case you are working with some kind of form, let me just open something with a form. Let's just open this one. So in case you're working with a form, then the form can collect the details, and then the button will be a submit button. As you can see, this is a different button than just a normal one. So when you are in your elements section over here, there is a button, just a solid button. It looks like this. Then there is also in the forms section, there is a submit button. The submit button is the one that will take the leads and then redirect people to somewhere. So this is a normal button, this is a submit button. The submit button has different elements. So for example, the submit button can only be submit or reset. And then the normal button will have button linked to and then multiple different options. So be careful of which button you use where. When you are working with forms, you need to use a submit button. When you are working with just a normal click download the PDF, then you don't need a submit button. You need the actual normal button. Pom, pom, pom. Let's see the other questions. Leonard, when adding spacing, how do you know when to choose block or container? Well, it's basically a container is something that holds your elements. A block is something that holds your container. So what do you want to resize? Do you want to resize the container inside? For example, this is now my block. My block has inside this container and this container. Okay. So if I want to resize, for example, push the containers, then for example, you can see there is a spacing on top and bottom. So if I do this, it is moving my containers. If I don't want to move my containers, but I want to move my elements inside the container, then I need to choose everything inside the container. So you can see there is a container that holds these elements, and then I can add on spacing over here. Okay, so you need to choose, you need to know what you want to move. In case you want to move the containers itself with everything that is inside, or if you want to move the elements inside the container, it just depends what you need to choose. I understand the confusion, but it just comes with experience and just testing things out. Dun, dun, dun. Question. Sometimes my content goes behind the screen canvas. How do I prevent this from happening? I think it has something to do with the blue and green frames, positioning, adjusting my content on canvas. So this happens when you are working with spacing and then negative margins. So for example, if I choose this block and I click on make negative and then pull it on top of something, then it is basically on top of something. It is the best in case you don't use these negative margins, in case you don't want to overlap some different parts of the text. For example, let me just take this container. This is a text, and using the margins, I can make this, or I cannot actually come and overlap my text. No, this is a failed. I didn't succeed with the presentation of this one, but what I wanted to share is that you can, okay, make negative. Yeah, text you cannot probably do it, but different sections, containers, and things that have background you can. For example, this one has a background, and let me just try to move this one on top using the negative margins. This is something that, yeah, you can see it goes behind behind, and the text is now overlapping the this section because of the negative margin. So this is because of spacing. Usually when you have some kind of a spacing issues and overlapping issues, then this is because of spacing. So you need to go into each of the containers and each of the elements to see why is it doing that. Question: from a design standpoint, why would the buttons differ psychologically? What's the purpose of uncolored versus colored buttons when providing options? So this is a good question, actually. This is a psychological game of what is more important. In case you style something as they did here, in case you style something, these ones, they are normal buttons that they want to press, but this one is a bolded button and they want you to click this one. So using the button colors, you can actually play with people what you want them to do. In case these ones are like, yeah, we have a button, but this is the button that I want you to press because this is the bolded one, this one has the color, and this is the one that pops out. Let me just find something else just to see if somebody else did. No. So on these examples, they didn't differentiate the buttons as these people did over here. But when you have multiple calls to actions, you don't want to have the same type of attention on each of these actions. So for example, in case you have join my group, I don't know, visit my Facebook page and buy something from me. So if you put all the buttons in the same color, it will be not differentiated. All the three will be like, yeah. But in case you were like, yeah, yeah, boom. So you're actually asking somebody to purchase something from you, and you need to put focus on that one. This is where you make the text font a bit bigger. This is where you do a different type of a color, like a red or a yellow or something that pops out to people's faces when they visit it. That you are really wanting them to push that button. So this is a psychological game. Question: if I would be able to add subtitles in Portuguese classes later, the text buttons are bugging me on the Groove page. So what is the question over here? If I would be able to add subtitles in Portuguese classes later, the text buttons are... I'm not quite sure what this question is. Let's just see. Question: how do I get my homepage to not have index in URL? It seems my client's SEO dropped. I'm not quite sure what you mean by this. In case you publish the page, you mean? So when you publish the page, usually it shouldn't have index. In case this is what you're talking about, sometimes there is like index. This is how it shows up, and this is the same page. But in case when you delete the index and it doesn't work, then you would need to reach out to support. There must be something wrong. There was a bug that was doing this previously, but it has been since fixed. So you must probably need to just refresh the page or clone the page and re-upload it, republish it on the domain, because you must be working with the older versions of the pages, older versions of the site, which is still pushing that, which still has that bug. So either reach out to support, try to clone basically try to save the design, so you don't have to redo everything. For example, on this one now, if this page would have a bug, I would just save it as a template like here, and then I would just go and open a new site in GroovePages. New site, start from scratch, or actually you can start with a template. Not you can, but you should. So yeah, you should start with a template instead of what I did. So you should start with the template that you just saved, and it will be probably this one over here. And yeah, so this is now, it saved the design, but you can republish it without the actual issue that was happening previously with the publishing. So try to do that one, or if that doesn't work, then reach out to support. They will have a developer from the support look into that for you. Question. When I add HTML code for custom contact form, GroovePages doesn't recognize it. How do I modify it in GroovePages? Well, there must be something wrong with the code or something, because at this point, when I put any type of a code inside the embed code element, it was working. So either the code doesn't work or it is not HTML code. You must be probably try to see if this is actual HTML code. If it is not, it is some type of a different code. If it's some type of a JSON or whatever, I'm not very good with those. But yeah, the normal embed codes, CSS, HTML, JavaScript will be showing up over here, but everything else will not. So just check your code. If it is not working, then try to find a different kind of code that you can embed, because the one that you have will probably not work. So let's just go on to the next one. Can you do mouse over button color changes action? Yes. So for example, when you choose the button, you put hover and then you choose a different color. Let's just do this red. And when you hover over it, then you have now a different color. It is very simple using these states. Okay. The active is when you, for example, let's just set it up on green. When you hover, now you have red, but when you actually click the button, then you have green. This is the active. Okay. Great. So yeah, I will be finishing up now because there is a new presentation, and this is what Eldon says. Groove Digital Presents is starting now. This is a webinar that we have in the every Friday. And if you go to the Facebook group, you will see the announcement post from Mike, and this is over here. So if you go see more, this is the link you need to press to actually register for it. We have Leslie Rode. He is a fellow Groove Digital group member. He's quite active. You must have probably seen him before, but yes, go register, and it is starting now. So I will be finishing this tutorial video, and let's just go see what Leslie has to say. But guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you learned something new from this one. This was on how to create effective thank you pages using GroovePages. We went through a couple of tips and tricks. I showed you how to start building out pages with GroovePages, and then how to get better and more advanced with the last build I did. And then yes, that is it. Hopefully I will see many more sites from you guys having thank you pages, because they are very important for communications after the action was taken. So do them. Try to use this knowledge that you learned from today, and then hopefully see you on the next training. So guys, thank you very much for watching. See you later.